You ready for Twilight Imperium? Got your class picked out?
Heck yeah, I do. I'm playing the God. What did I choose again? The Rodon Mechatronics.
What do they do?
Because they make War Suns and they have base War Suns that don't move. They can't move, and they can and they can produce stuff. But at least until you upgrade them, then they can move around and produce stuff. But it's like, oh yeah, it's like if you would place a space dock, you can pay 6 resources to instead replace that with a War Sun.
Wow.
Yeah. So you just have the base War Suns that just kind of sit there until you can finally upgrade them, and then it's like, all right, now we're mobile, baby.
Do you get them right from the outside, or do you have to unlock them first?
Nope. We have base ones that don't move. They have production 5, and they have a combat value of 5 times 2. And like 4 capacity or something like that.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's like, okay, they can't move, so I guess it makes up for the idea that it's just like, oh, you can place a War Sun down pretty early, but the idea I think is then you place down a couple War Suns early, and then you slowly work towards upgrading them, and then it's like, all right, now we go fuck everything up. They also have like the ability where it's like, oh, you can sacrifice either a cruiser, carrier, or dreadnought, and by doing so you can get resources -1 to their resource cost, like however much they cost. So like dreadnought, you'd cost 4, so you get 3 by removing it from the board. You can get 3 resources or whatever. So it's like recycling and stuff. And the War Suns count as structures for point scoring. So it's like I want the structures one.
Nice.
The public objectives for that. Is neat. Honestly, that's really all I really want for. It's like everything else about the mechatronics is not super great. Like they're all right.
I'm gonna be honest. Like I do stand by what I said in the Twilight Imperium Discord. I think that most of the classes in Discord and Stars are weaker than like the better classes in the base game, like the standard base game. Like, I think the
Most
Berserkers... Yeah. I think the Berserkers are cool, but they are basically just, like, a way worse version of the Volwraith Cabal.
Yeah.
Like, they can do some stuff, but... Like, they can hijack ships, but they can only hijack, like, fighters, and I think, like, mechs they said they can hijack.
Oh, so you can capture like ground forces.
Yeah, I think so.
This first game with Discord and Stars is going to be interesting because we're all going to be sitting here going just like when we first started playing the game, we were just like, "Wow, what does that do? Why do I care?" And I feel like we all like kind of learned. It's like, all right, now it's like let's fuck everything up. What the fuck is a glory token and why do I care? I don't know. What does this all do? I don't know. It's things. Don't worry about it. I feel like that'll be our game or whatever. Everyone's just gonna be doing like weird things, and you're going like, do I care about that? Not really. You know, do whatever you want. So
probably do an intro, right?
I guess so. Hello and welcome to another episode of It Never Ends. I'm Andrew. Over there is my good buddy Alex. How you doing today?
I'm doing just fine, good buddy. How you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
So, what do you want to start with?
There's a lot to go with. Do we want to hit GTA 6 real fast?
I suppose so.
Might as well. They dropped the second trailer along with a new release date, an actual release date. When is it, Alex?
I think it's May 26th of next year.
Yup. You are indeed correct. I feel like everyone saw May, they saw 26, and they got super excited, and then they saw 2026, and they're like, oh. So yeah, it's been delayed to, I feel like, no one's shocker.
I don't know. I was expecting it to launch this year still. I thought it was going to launch this summer, honestly.
I gave it like a 50-50 shot, honestly. Like, I was like, it depended on how much we got in the early months. I meant if we got like a trailer in March, I could believe that it would come out this year. But then March came around, I'm like, well, this is definitely getting delayed. It's like I thought maybe early April we might, but I'm like, nope.
I actually didn't watch the new trailer. Did they show off any actual like gameplay? I saw a few screenshots.
It's mainly just like I really literally just watched it before you called or whatever, and it was like basically just like what the story is going to be, basically. Like
it's a Bonnie and Clyde type thing, and the other character that you play is a cop.
Yeah,
I've heard a lot of this stuff.
Yeah,
I mean that all sounds good, and graphically, I think the game looks like beyond amazing.
If the game actually looks like that, yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm thinking, because it's like they haven't shown off gameplay yet.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's like
if
they
the
can make the
like
game
that,
look that nice.
Yeah, if the cutscenes look like that, cool. Mm-hmm. If the game looks like that, that's amazing and could really put a huge standard on what current gen games could or should look like. Mm-hmm. If they're trying for this super realistic style. So I don't know. Are you worried at all that it got delayed or whatever? It's been all these years, and again, and it's just like, oh, now we got another delay. It's like you think anything to be concerned about?
No, absolutely not.
I don't either.
It's GTA. Like all of Rockstar's releases have gone by like really smoothly. I think the only thing that didn't go too well when it first came out was like Red Dead Online, which is, who cares? Like their online mode was.
Do they even still support that? Really, I feel like they just threw it out there just to see who would play it, and then not a ton of people played it, and they just kind of said, "Well, this is here for anyone that wants it."
They supported it for like a month, and then they moved on.
Yeah,
it did not last a whole lot long.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. It's like the idea of running around like that was kind of cool, but like then you did it in practice, and you were just like, I'm all right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's all but confirmed now that it's going to be $80, if not more.
I still think it's going to be $100.
It's probably going to be $100.
Here's the thing: guarantee you right now, Rockstar is looking at what's happening in the games industry, and we'll get to we'll talk about like what's going on, like what Microsoft's doing now or whatever, and it's like, and the fact is that like. They're seeing that, and they're like, oh, yeah, we can totally do this and get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It was GTA. There was never any doubt.
Never any doubt in my mind.
You excited for GTA 6 now? More than you were before?
No. I'm still indifferent to it.
Okay. Fair enough.
It's weird. I was just like,
yeah.
I feel like everyone else is like always just so hyped for it, and I'm sitting here going just like, I don't give a fuck. I was like, you could not. Like if I got the game for free, sure I'd play it, but I'm not spending more than like $30 for that game. Just because I have no interest in it, not because I think it's gonna be bad. I just have no interest. in it.
That's basically where I fall with GTA. It's like I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm not like in the party of like it's going to be the greatest thing ever. I need to play through the entire thing day one type shit. It's like, yeah, it's GTA, man. Cool.
It'd be real fun, I'm sure, but I just don't really care.
I'm about as anticipated for that game as I would be for a new Call of Duty. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, I think that's honestly a good way of putting it, honestly.
It's like I'm cool with both, and I'm happy for the people that are excited, but I'm just more sure.
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm good. So, yeah. I just like how everyone just like, oh, it being delayed and whatever. And it's like they've been working on it for how many years type thing. And I'm just sitting here going, everyone's freaking out over delay. And I'm like, I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Is it really a delay if they never announce a release
and that's
date,
my
though?
point. Is that I think that at some point, because wasn't it when they showed off like the first like look of it or whatever? They said it was gonna be like 2025, and like that we just kind of took as a release date. But to me, if you just show a year, tells me you aren't confident that it's coming out at this year or whatever. The fact is that now they've put a hard date on it. Tells me they're confident that they can get it out at for this date at this time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like just showing a year tells me like they're like, okay, we're shooting for this year type thing, but more than likely it's probably the year after. is whatever. If like the game still kind of sucks or whatever, like has major issues, which I have no reason to believe it will ever have those issues, then yeah. But I don't think we don't have a Cyberpunk on our hands right now, so I'll say that. Delay it like 3 or 4 more times, they might. I might say that, but
Do you want to just move straight on to the Microsoft stuff then?
yeah, let's do that. So Microsoft announced that they're doing all their AAA games or whatever, like $80 price tags now.
Yep, and they're raising the price of their consoles by $100 because that's cool. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's what, more than 5-year-old hardware now, and they're increasing prices.
Yeah. When I feel like the Xbox Series X wasn't really selling as much as you were really hoping for.
I mean, especially now that they're not going to have like the console's really not. It feels weird to say this about Xbox, but it's not going to have any exclusive software to it. Like, all it really has going for it is like Game Pass, which is fine. I feel like if anything, this is just gonna kill the sales of their hardware even more than Microsoft already has.
Pretty much.
I don't know. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think I'm about the same boat as you. It's just like it's not. I don't know. I just think this is a really kind of a poor move. It's like I know that look they're trying to. It's like we're trying to make a profit from the new tariffs or whatever, and I see her going just like. Sure, fine, but that's not the right way to do it. It's like at some point you just need to get people to get their hands on it. It's like it's one thing if you release a new console and say, "Oh yeah, we're upping the price of it or whatever type thing." Then sure, but it's just like this is the same thing that some people bought for $100 cheaper a year ago, and it's the same product.
Didn't they also? Didn't they also up the price of the PS5 in some areas, or am I imagining that?
That's what I was wondering, because I was like, I haven't heard if Sony bumped their prices or whatever.
And in either way, though, like I feel like Microsoft just saw like, oh, Nintendo says it's okay. They gave us the green light, so now all of our games can go up in price. It's like, sure, man, whatever. Hey, at this point, I'm just glad that it didn't come up with another Game Pass price hike. That's something I kind of was expecting.
Yeah, that was the one thing I was expecting to see. So just a quick Google search here says that the PS5, for the most part, has yet to have a price hike. Some parts of the world have, but for the most part, it's kind of stays the same. But who knows for how much longer?
I think I heard about like a price hike in like either like Brazil or Australia or something.
Yeah,
like
a few
that.
countries have had
weird.
a price hike, but for the most part, across the world, it's pretty much the same.
Okay, that's good.
For now, by the time this is released, we could be eating our words.
So, question for you: How long do you think it's going to be before Sony raises their prices to $80? Because they are now.
Next week?
Yep.
Like
sounds right to me.
Legitimately, I think. Okay, we are recording this on May 6th. Okay, I will probably put this out for what is that? The 14th or what? No, it's not the 12th.
13th.
Yeah, 12th is the Monday because I usually put them out on the Mondays.
Oh, okay.
And stuff like that. So on the 12th, if they've updated the price, we don't know about it yet. So. Just letting anyone be listening know we can't future do this unless I somehow just decide I want to like let's just do like a little like addition onto this. I highly doubt that, but
yeah.
But yeah, I could absolutely 100% see like Sony next week saying it's like we're upping the price of the PlayStation 5 and the PS5 Pro and stuff like that, or. The price is being $80 for their games, for like Sony first party games, and I'm just like,
dude, because of the tariffs, I almost bought a PS5 Pro, to be honest.
No, I'm good.
Like I was thinking about it because it's like, oh, this is expensive now. Imagine how much more expensive it's going to be now.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yep.
No, though. I'm glad Microsoft has kept, Game Pass prices the same at least.
Yeah, I think this kind of just aligns with their goal that they're okay with raising the prices for people who just want to buy the games, but at the same point, they want people to subscribe to the Game Pass, so they're just like,
I think that
subscription services are just showing that like they can just keep a thing afloat basically, and so they're like, okay, we're okay with just putting out games like that if people are just gonna pay the Game Pass to play them.
I think Microsoft is also reaching a plateau of how much people are willing to pay for a service like that. Like, especially once the price gets over like $25, it's like it's going to be hard to justify for a lot of people, especially with all the games that have been taken out of Game Pass recently.
Yeah,
it's been hard. Like, a lot of games that I wanted to play have just been disappearing from that service, and it's just fucking rough, dude. So, hopefully that doesn't change either. We'll see, though. It's Microsoft, and they're allergic to good news. Oh, in other news, did you see? Did you hear Gears Reloaded is going to the PS5?
Oh, is it really?
Another remaster of the first Gears of War game is coming out, and for people that already own the Gears of War remastered, they get it for free. Also, if you have it on Game Pass, it's going to be free. It is coming to the PlayStation, though.
Neat.
Halo Infinite is next. Mark my words.
Yeah, that is super interesting because it's just like at that point, is there like a legitimate chance that Microsoft never releases another Xbox going forward? If that's the case, like if they just put like all future Halo games, Gears games, whatever games, like on PlayStation, Switch 2, or whatever?
I don't think so. So here's what my thought is. Unless Sony is ready and willing to put Game Pass on the PlayStation, which I don't think they are, because there's no way Microsoft is going to... They're going to be like, okay, you can put it on the PlayStation, but we want like a good 20-30% of the profit. Microsoft would just be like, no, we'll put it on there, and then we take everything. You get one less competitor is your only advantage.
How much does the Sony store take from like non first party games or whatever, like non PlayStation Studio games?
I'm pretty sure it's 30%.
I would believe it's 30%. So I would assume if that would be the case, that it would be the same deal then. So like,
I can't imagine Microsoft.
Well, no, I'm not saying for Game Pass. I'm just saying for the games themselves.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
like that's
no. I'm
case,
with you. Game Pass will probably never hit the PlayStation.
I think Microsoft's going to do what they're planning to do with their next console, which is basically make it, from what I hear, like a living room PC type thing. Like, their next console, we've already heard this, is going to be able to download, like, it's basically going to be like a Linux machine. It can download, like, have a game store, Steam. You can obviously install all the Xbox shit on there. It's basically going to be like a super, like, casual, streamlined PC experience for a somewhat affordable price, which I don't know. I think that has some appeal to some people, but basically, as long as Game Pass exists and there's not a solid way to, get like game streaming working for everybody, I think there's always going to be an Xbox console out there.
That's true.
Because it is basically just going to be like a Game Pass machine. And I think for a lot of people, too, the idea of, especially if you can get like mouse and keyboard working on it, just like having, because especially with the rise of PC gaming, just a, casual, like entry-level, like PC type console thing that you can just hook up to your TV. I don't know. I think that would have more appeal than the current Xbox does. At least in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like that's always kind of what consoles have tried to fix the crux over. Or whatever. I should say PCs, not consoles. But, just like for a lot of people, it's like PC gaming. They always like it's like, oh, you're the basement dweller or whatever. Like got like 6 screens or something like that. I'm like, I feel like they're trying to get the stigma away from that from PC gaming. It's like, no, just normal people. Most people at least.
I think that's especially become more normalized with like the rise of streamers and streaming. More people getting into PC gaming.
Yeah.
It's one of the things, at least.
Yeah, I agree with that, though. For sure.
No, I think at least for the foreseeable future, we're going to see more Xbox consoles, but I just don't think, like, maybe they'll have, like, limited time exclusives, but in terms of, like, full, you can only play this on Xbox type games, I think that time is past, to be honest.
Or you think like a timed exclusive where it's like, oh, well, for like the first like 6 months, you can play it on like the Games Pass or Xboxes or whatever type thing.
I think like 3 to 6 months is normal.
Yeah, and like, then it'll be out. And then it'll be out like on everything.
Mm-hmm. Like they waited a full like year for Forza Horizon 5, and that still sold really well on PlayStation. It's one of the top sellers on PlayStation right now, so could be anywhere for a few months to a full year.
Yeah. Depends on the game, probably. If it's like something like, say like they put like the new Halo game on, Xbox or whatever, and then like they wait like a year or whatever. It's like, all right, now it's coming to PlayStation, Switch, whatever, Switch 2.
God, that's so weird to think about. If you would have told like me, even just like a year ago, like, oh, Gears of War is going to go to the PlayStation, I would have just been like, no, there's no way Microsoft would do that. It's one of their like tentpole franchises, but we're in an era where it's like, oh yeah, it's just everything going there now.
Do you think for the Switch 2, if Halo does go onto the Switch 2, or we're gonna get like what everyone was hoping for with the last Fighter Pass or whatever? It's like Master Chief comes to Smash or something like that.
Oh, I hope so.
And then that's how they announced that Halo is also on like will be on the Switch 2, Nintendo Switch 2.
Switch? Dude, that would be so epic. It's like when the next Smash game comes out, during like the same direct, they show off the fact that the the Master Chief collection is coming to the Switch 2, and then all of a sudden, boom, Master Chief is here to finish the fight.
Yep. That's exactly what I thought. Master Chief's here to finish the fight. So I was like, that was exactly the tagline that I had in my mind too. I was like, yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I know we've said this a million times, but it's going to be kind of weird and kind of just weird to see the next Smash game, whatever it's going to be.
Yeah.
I highly doubt that it's just going to be a Ultimate Remaster. It's going to be something.
They'll add new fighters and whatnot, I'm sure, new characters.
Mm-hmm. I just hope they get someone as dedicated as Sakurai was to the Smash Brothers game.
Yeah, let's hope.
I have to imagine like there are plenty of game devs out there, especially in Japan.
Oh, absolutely.
That are passionate enough about Smash to pick up that mantle.
Yeah, it's always the thing about like people who are into fighting games are into fighting games. So I guarantee you, there's at least some developers for a lot of developers, I'm sure, that were like really big into Smash Brothers, and I would jump at the opportunity to work on the next one.
It's gonna be cool.
Yeah. So, do we think that now that like with the $80 price tag, is gaming becoming too much of a too expensive to be like considered a big hobby anymore?
I think it's definitely getting there, is the thing. I think we're slowly approaching that point in time.
Yeah. I feel like it'll be interesting to see the first like few games that are really priced at $80 and like how well they sell compared to the expectations put on them, I guess, by the publishers. But like, it's like, will it matter? Will people still buy it regardless if they think it's good? Maybe. I don't know. will opening day weekend like sales be down, but like if the game turns out well and people are enjoying it from like streamers and other things, it's like could we see another surge in price in like sales or whatever? Like I know Expedition 33 like had like for the first weekend sold like 1 million copies or whatever, and then people were like streaming it and people saw how fucking good it is and whatever, and then all of a sudden today I think it was that they announced they sold 2 million copies now.
I don't think that game is full price either. Because
it's not.
That is
it's only $50.
Effectively.
So
that especially makes like for other games the $80 price tag to just be like. Also with Oblivion just getting the remaster and it's only $50. It's like I struggle, like genuinely struggle to think of video games like that I've played before that I would have been okay spending like $80 on. It's like even going back to like God of War Ragnarok, did I love that game? Absolutely. Would I have been cool spending $80 on that? Hell the fuck no. Absolutely not. In no universe would I have been okay with that.
Yeah, I would have said, I'll wait for it to go on sale.
It's basically where I would have been at.
Yeah.
Are there any games that you would have been cool paying $80 for? That you can think of?
Technically, I paid $100 for Shadow of War, but that was also for the deluxe edition. It was not the standard.
Okay, so just standard edition.
Yeah.
Like obviously, we've both paid like more money for like special editions of video games. Like I spent almost $300 on Alan Wake 2.
Honestly, probably not. Like, for as much as I really enjoy some games or whatever, it's like... I'd be like, yeah. I mean, maybe you could convince me for, like, Persona 5 Royal, but... I feel like it's a hard sell. It's like, I'd probably do it because it's Persona, but, like, I wouldn't necessarily be happy about it.
That's basically where I'm at. It's like, okay, yeah, I'll pay that for the next... Persona
for
game,
like Persona 6 or whatever. Yeah.
I'm not going to be happy about it.
Yeah, it's like I won't be happy, but I'll do it.
Which sucks. I hate that we've gotten to that point.
I know, I'm with you.
Like aside from that though, like there are like and I mean very few games that I've ever played that I would have been cool paying that much money for, so in terms of like I mean, we've said this before in this podcast many times. Like, I think the future of gaming is going to be in things like indies and games that are like a lower price, or maybe games that are on sale. I think a lot less people are going to be into buying games like right at launch now, especially like if that's going to be the standard.
Yeah, I could definitely see like kind of like I mean. I feel like over the past couple of years we've seen like the fall off of AAA gaming, and I'm not saying and obviously there are games here or there that are always very good. God of War Ragnarok, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I feel like are great examples of AAA games that really delivered on the hype and everything like that, and were really great games. But I feel like there's a lot of AAA games that come out nowadays that are just utter shit. It's just like, and you just go like, why in the world would I pay $70 for this piece of garbage type thing? It's like you got Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, Skull and Bones, for God's sakes. I don't know. You could rattle off a list that'd be longer than my toenails, but like just insane.
I mean, especially like for people that are looking the end gaming, right? It's like, why are they going to go out and pay $80 for something new when they could just be like, okay, well. People say this Persona 5 game is good and it's on sale for like $20-$30 right now. I'll just buy that instead.
Steal. Absolute steal.
And I very much see that as the direction where things are going, because it's like, even with like major Nintendo fans that have been like waiting on a new Mario Kart for like ever, right? Like they're the biggest Nintendo fans out there that I've seen. Even they're looking at Mario Kart World being $80 and they're just like, really? $80 for Mario Kart? It's like, I get it. Oh, it's, get the bundle. You only have to pay $50 for it. But $80 fucking dollars, dude.
Imagine you decide that Nintendo Switch 2 has been out for a year and that bundle is now gone. Basically, there's no pay an extra $50 to get Mario Kart Worlds or whatever. And it's now I legitimately have to pay $80 or $90 if I want a physical copy for the game.
Dude, that's the hard part about Nintendo's games too. They almost never go on sale ever.
It's so rare to see them go on sale.
And when they do, it's you get Zelda Breath of the Wild for 15% off. It's this game that came out on the Wii U. Yeah. You can now get for $55.
Yep. It's come on, man. It's you can't just lower the price or put on a good sale after years after the game's it's been done or whatever. It's been out for years at this point. It's you have Tears of the Kingdom now. You can't put Breath of the Wild out there for $30 or something like that, even? $20? No? Nah. Now, how about $50? No. Sorry. But it's just seeing this or whatever, and then looking at, like you said, the Oblivion remake, Expedition 33. It's it's shown that quality games can be made at a relatively good price tag and be really good and really successful. This is why I say AAA will fall off, and I think it's already begun to fall off. Basically, it's only going to continue from this point with these higher price tags and everything like that. Where AA is going to succeed tremendously. Indies will succeed tremendously in this time, and I guarantee you. And I was it's really funny to think that back in, was it 2020 or 2021 when we were talking about Hades potentially being the first indie game to win Game of the Year could happen type thing.
Yeah.
But then they're oh, this will be the closest we ever get. I'm honestly, nowadays, I could see it happening. Maybe not, obviously not next year with GTA 6 coming out, but the year after that, potentially. I could see it within the next 5 years.
It could happen this year with Expedition 33.
Very well.
Honestly, with all the good PR that's been coming out about it. But, I think I don't know if it was a video or an article where I read where someone was predicting, gaming studios like Microsoft or Sony may start to go the Blumhouse route, where they'll, instead of throwing hundreds of millions of dollars on this all-in product fucking Concord or something like that, where they're we're just you know what, let's just throw a couple million of this project or a couple million of that project and just have tons of these coming out at the same time, but we can put each one out for $20-$30.
Yep.
It's I don't know. I think that's a better business model.
Yeah, and it's what we said that going forward, we've talked about this many times about how that same exact thing you just laid out, not putting everything on this or whatever, and then kind of just giving out little bits and pieces, doing little projects here or there type thing to build up revenue to then make a big game to do so that way you don't have all of your eggs in literally one basket. So if that game fails, you're just out of the studio is gone, you're bankrupt or anything like that. Yeah, I feel if you're going to charge, extra 10, however much you're going to be charging, it's the game's got to feel worth it. And if the promotional stuff or, demos or anything, hands-on or whatever is not living up to the hype, you don't expect people to go out and clamoring to buy it.
I think it will ultimately help, in the long run for games like Mario Kart, where if they just release tons of free DLC, every year they're coming out with several new tracks, several new characters, and they're just putting them out there for free. It's oh, that's neat. I'm not sure if I'm expecting them, if they're going to do that. I don't know if
I'm expecting that.
Dude, controversial take, really controversial. They have not announced this yet, as of yet, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling, though, that Mario Kart Worlds is going to have a battle pass, though.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Dude, people are going to be pissed.
They'll be it won't have you won't be able to spend real money on it probably, or maybe you could spend real money to get whatever Mario coins or whatever type thing to buy, skins or looks for your carts or anything like that, stuff like that. Like that. That's all it'll be or whatever. And it'll be dumb.
$10 buys you 1,150 Mario coins, which you can use to spend on yellow Mario skin.
It's going to be really interesting to watch if this happens. Obviously, if this happens, it's like they're going to turn Mario Kart into basically what most card games do. It's like what Magic the Gathering Arena does, like MTG Arena. It's like, you can. There's like a battle pass you can pay for and stuff like that, which gives you extra packs, more gold, more things to work with, gives you some pets, some card sleeves or whatever type thing. And it's like we're basically taking what card games do and throwing it into Mario Kart. We're basically taking what Marvel Rivals or like Overwatch 2 does with their like game passes and then throwing it into Mario Kart. I don't know how to feel about that.
I mean, it sucks, but that's just the nature of like live service games.
Yeah. But the thing is like, I don't know. It's just like, but like almost every one of those games I outlined, they're free to play, not an $80 price tag with it.
That's just the thing. It's like for Overwatch and Marvel Rivals, it makes sense. That's how they make all of their money, basically. Mm-hmm. But when you throw it into Mario Kart, it's like, what are we even doing here?
Yeah.
It's like, why do I need to pay $10 or so for this weird, like, dumb Mario skin? It's like Sombrero Mario, only $10. It's like, why?
Yeah.
It's like they bring the Splatoon characters back and like, oh, you can play as one of the idols for like $15 or $20. Get the duo pack where you can get multiple for $25 or $30. It's like,
oh, yeah.
It's rough, dude.
I just had I also just have a terrible idea that just popped in my head. I don't know. I don't know why I want to speak it into existence. That's the problem.
I want to hear it.
All right. So
this is the Hot Takes podcast. Come on.
It's not really a hot take. It's more of just like I had a really bad. I don't know. It's probably a good idea, but at the same time, I don't want it to be a thing, or whatever. Mm. You know how like in Smash Ultimate, you have like the different like color palettes, like the different like skins you could switch your like characters to look like or whatever. It's like usually the color palettes.
I have a feeling.
Yeah, you see where I'm going with this, right? Yeah, so you have like the base character, and then there's a battle pass that allows you to unlock all the different colors and everything like that. And along with if you buy the premium edition, here's like alternate costumes for each of the characters, and you go, oh no,
dude. The fucking monetization that if they do that with Mario Kart, the fucking monetization that they're going to do with Smash Brothers, it is going to be unbelievable.
They'll have like emotes and stuff like that. They're going to turn them into fucking Fortnite.
No, that's exactly it. Because they already have the taunts, but now Nintendo realizes, oh, we can sell those taunts to people.
Yep.
It's like we have all these different versions of Link in Smash Ultimate. It's like, well, why don't we just sell them as separate skins?
Yep.
Like, we could just put, like, Breath of the Wild, Link in there, or, like, Twilight Princess, or, like, Toon Link, or whatever, or we could just sell them to people. Mm-hmm. We already have the DLC characters. Why not have, like, DLC skins, and emotes, and colors, and, like, I don't know, swap stages or some bullshit. It's like...
I'm scared.
Yeah, me too.
I shouldn't have spoke that into existence.
We
Nintendo, if you're not listening, you're not allowed to take that.
We have this great economy of all the stuff that you can buy, and it just is an $80 entry fee. I hate this timeline so much.
Oh, it's great.
The sad part is because you say all that, you said this is a bad idea. But for Nintendo, it's a great idea.
Technically, it's a good idea, but yeah, I don't like the idea.
Yeah, me neither.
I hate that it popped in my head.
How much backlash realistically, like Nintendo, would Nintendo get for that? Do you think?
A lot. How much do you think they give a shit about it?
Zero, because
Exactly.
it's like, yeah, people are going to complain, but it's like, what are you going to do? Not buy the next Mario Kart?
What are you gonna do? Not buy the next Smash Ultimate or
Smash
whatever?
Brothers? What are you going to do? Not what are you going to do, Splatoon fans? Not buy the next Splatoon game? We know you guys are addicted to this shit. You're gonna buy it anyway, no matter how much you don't like our practices, and you're gonna spend money on the cosmetics.
How are you gonna do crack without the crack cocaine? We got the goods.
Just shut up and deal with it, you nerds.
Shut up and take my money.
Speaking of Marvel Rivals, since you brought that up, have you heard about... Did we talk about the support strike on this podcast already?
I don't think so.
So recently, with the updates to Season 2 in Marvel Rivals, a bunch of the support players have decided to go on strike and just say, yeah, we're not going to play support anymore. Or we're going to play support and only do damage and not heal people, because there was... I think it was this one pro Rivals player, his name was Necros or whatever, where he was just like, I hate healers, dude. They're so cracked. They're the easiest thing in the game to play. All people that play supports are low skill. We don't need them, and it's been like a continuous thing where it's like people in like competitive games have just been like GG no heals and stuff like that. And on top of that, the game itself changed the way that its competitive mode works, right? Where how it gives points out and stuff, where it's now based on damage dealt rather than like wins and losses in the team-based format, which sounds on the surface good, but at the same time it's like, well, to rank up then basically I need to not be doing my job as a healer then, because the more time I'm spending healing is less time that I'm doing damage. So if I'm playing a support player, then it's really hard for me to rank up. So all the pro players are telling you that you're useless. The game itself is telling you that you're useless. And every time you queue into your game, you have people yelling at you and blaming at you for losing. So a bunch of support players have just been like, yeah, I'm not going to play, or I'm going to play something else.
Good for them.
Mm.
Honestly, at one point in my life, a support main on League of Legends, I feel this.
Yeah.
I was a long-time Alulu support main, because she was like my favorite support I would play.
Then.
And she was not...
You've been in the trenches.
Yeah, it's like she was not the greatest or whatever for doing it, but it's like she still had like she was great for keeping the enemy off of like being able to farm minions and stuff like that, or be supporting or harassing your AD carry or whatever. So like, because like you just have so much range or whatever, and like you could give people like speed boost to help them get away type thing, or like her ultimate was like you could someone would just go like right into the middle of the enemy thing. You could ult them and then they would like grow bigger, get bonus health and everything like that, and then it has like a knock-up effect that around them or whatever. And I cannot tell you how many times that we won a team fight because I saw like a Renekton or some shit, some character dive into the middle of the enemy thing, and I ult them and it knocks up half their crew or whatever, and then the AP carries just come in, kill them or whatever, and then they go, oh, nice job carries or whatever, and it's like, and then I'm like, well, thanks me, because I was it's like, yeah, the guy
You're
jumped
the one
in,
that facilitated that.
It was like great job tank to jump in there at the perfect time when there was at least 3 of them grouped up, so that way, and then I was like, I just helped as I could in that scenario, but no one's, and that was the same thing with like tanking or whatever. Tanking, it was the same thing in League. If you weren't dealing damage, no one gave a shit. But it was like, unless you were literally the unkillable tank, yeah. And then it's just like, oh, if the AD carry was, sometimes bot lane just gets, utterly stomped on or whatever, and you're just like, well, it's probably gonna be a lost lane, but we'll recover type thing. It's usually how it goes, but type thing. And it's like, it's not the AD carry's fault for overextending when they definitely were way too far out there and got picked off because there's no vision, because God forbid anyone else buy a fucking ward than the support. No, we're going to spend all of our money on fucking wards while everyone else is just going like, I'm going to have my third Bloodthirster or some shit like that. And I'm just like, you couldn't spend 25 gold on a ward to help yourself out? It got to the point where they gave everyone a free ward. Like, so that way everyone can get a vision. It would come back into your thing every I think it was like a minute and a half or something like that, 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever. You place it down and you get a free one every 3 minutes or whatever. You could place it down. And then it was just like, but people still didn't fucking use them. So it's just like, trust me, I know the thankless support roles. So I feel for the people that are probably feeling that same thing, and like, Marvel Rivals, Overwatch, whatever.
It really doesn't help. Well, Overwatch is doing fine. We'll get to that, but Overwatch is doing great right now.
I know, but I'm saying in the past or whatever.
But for Marvel Rivals, it also doesn't help that they have what's called a dive meta going on right now, which is a lot of characters like Captain America, Spider-Man, like Human Torch and Iron Man. Their whole like kit is based upon just like teleporting basically into the back row of the team. Yeah, taking out all like the healers, the low damage DPS players. That way they can ice like the tank or a lot of the DPS players. That way they just have no healing. And it's like, especially since the game is still new, a lot of players aren't willing to turn around and help their support players. This is actually something that I personally experienced recently, where I liked playing support because I like feeling helpful. People need healers. Cool, I'll heal for you. So I was playing Invisible Woman, right? And every 30 seconds I was tagging the Spider-Man, being like, guys, I can't hit him. Can somebody please help me deal with the Spider-Man that's just swinging down and, taking me out every time I spawn, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, nobody did. Nobody acknowledged it. People were yelling at me the entire game. It's like, where are our heals at? And one guy, like a Punisher player who was terrible, like I had more damage on the board than he did by the end of the game, said like, dude, delete the game. Like, we don't need you here. And it's like, cool. I'll just play Emma Frost every game now. I don't need this. I play this game for fun. Fuck you guys.
Yeah. Alex, I don't want to say this, but it's true that this is basically what happened in League of Legends for a very long time. Like this exact same scenario that you just laid out.
Dude, that's fucking tragic.
It's like the last time I played League, there is just so many characters with so much mobility that if you are remotely a squishy player, if you are an AD carry, you are an AP carry, you will get one shot and they will get away, and then you will be blamed for dying, even though you're like way behind everyone else.
That's like
cool, what do you want me to do? I'm literally in the spot I'm supposed to be in.
Yeah.
And you will be blamed for it. It's like, I don't know what you want to do. It's like, at some point, League was very meticulous in giving mobility to certain characters. Like, if you had high mobility, you were very squishy, so you would die very easily because you were supposed to be glass cannon. And then at some point, they just said, even the glass cannons deserve a little bit of health type thing. So we'll make assassins just the best thing fucking ever.
Oh my god.
Looking at Zed, because Zed was a fucking piece of shit.
It's like you said, too. It's like, okay, you want me to deal damage to their front line. You want me to heal you. You also want me to deal with the people that are, like, trying to solo me in the back line. It's like, I can't do all of this stuff by myself. And it's like, if you don't do all of that all of the time, it's your fault that we didn't win.
Gotta love online games.
Mm-hmm. And in other news, like Overwatch is doing great. It's like they've. It is because of Marvel Rivals that they've done any of this. By the way.
Oh, absolutely.
Want to put this out there, right fucking now, but their new stadium mode is absolutely incredible. They added balance changes like the community has been begging for the longest time. They said they're going to put out heroes out more frequently now. So it's like, yeah, Marvel Rivals is not in a great spot, and Overwatch is ready to capitalize on it. I do want to say, I like both games, and I want them both to succeed in the long run because, competitors breed like better competition. It's like, if Overwatch is doing good, that's going to push Marvel Rivals to do better. And if Rivals is doing good, going to push Overwatch to do better. Like, I'm not like Marvel sucks, Overwatch is better, or Overwatch worse, Marvel Rivals is the best kind of guy. I like both. I want both to succeed, but that's where both games are at right now.
Yeah.
Dude, Stadium is fucking great, though. Like, I love Stadium so fucking much. I get my ass handed to me sometimes. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been having a ton of fun with that mode.
Some part of me is like really glad that I don't really play a lot of online games, or really any at all.
Oh yeah, no, be glad. Take it from a guy that plays several of them. It's a curse.
Yeah.
Because I wanna be playing other stuff.
Yep.
But I can't because I'm addicted.
Feels you, my guy. Feels you.
Now Overwatch is doing this thing where it's like, ooh yeah, we got limited time Gundam skins. Let me wave the shiny $20 Gundam skins in front of you. You want them, don't you? Yes, you do. Ooh, what is this?
Just because it's a meme I saw earlier today that I'm just like, it perfectly exemplifies this thing or whatever. Hopefully I'll remember to actually put it in the fucking thing or the video or whatever. But it's like pretty much just like, it's the scene from like, what was that? Is this
Solo? No, not Solo. Rogue One.
This is Rogue One. It's like, yeah, playing single player games, really? A man of your talents? It's like, it's a peaceful life.
Man, I need to make time for fucking the Oblivion remake, dude. Oh no, wait, Expedition 33. That's the one that I need to be playing.
Yeah,
I downloaded
I need to play that
just
one as
haven't
well.
started it yet. Yeah.
Eventually I'll get it or whatever. I've been actually sitting down and playing through FF7 remakes or Rebirth, not remake. I already play remake, so nice. I want to play that. I want to play that one first, and then I'm going to play Expedition 33. I think. There's one other thing I want to talk about.
Getting around to finishing Final Fantasy.
Huh?
Though what? Finally getting around to Final Fantasy though now, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
Okay, there's one other thing I want to talk about before we end though.
Okay. We don't need to end. Like, things are going really well.
I know, but I just wanted to bring it up because I figured this will push us to the end anyway. So, Borderlands 4 just had their like state of play or whatever over last week. Did you know that there was a state of play for that? Because I didn't until the day of.
Nope.
My brother came back in.
Right now.
My brother came back in and said, "Oh yeah, did you see Borderlands had their state of play?" And I went, "What?" And I was just like, "Huh, didn't know that." So they showed off like a bunch of new stuff for it, along with that. They have the actual release date that actually got pushed up, which I think is kind of interesting. So I got pushed up 11 days.
Okay, that's fun.
And I'm gonna say right now, it looks really good. It looks like they took a lot of feedback from what made Borderlands. What kind of like, not that Borderlands 3 was bad. It's just that there was critiques about the game that I thought, and a lot of players thought that it was just like basically. It was just like they could have done better. It was like the variety of guns, legendaries felt not legendary. Basically, like they were so commonplace that it was just like, oh, these things are supposed to be, rare and unique type thing or whatever, and they just weren't because you get them everywhere. Like it was absurd. So how they're doing this one, which I think is really interesting, is because that a gun now has a thing where it drops, and it will drop in as 4 it can be 4 different manufacturers, along with all of its different stats. So depending on what type of, like, because now they're replacing the artifacts with what's called enhancements in this one, and the enhancements makes a certain manufacturer like boosts or whatever. Like I assume they'll get like certain abilities, damage, crit boosts, whatever, that type of thing. It'll make that better. So like if you have a Jacob's one, like maybe like crit damage will be further or anything, or maybe bullets will ricochet an additional time or something like that. So something as simple as that. But because of that, because guns can roll with any sort of manufacturer in mind, you could have a gun that literally has 4 different manufacturers, and depending on what type of build you're running, it could be the perfect gun, even if it's purple, even if it's blue. And I love the idea of that, because it's just like, it's not, legendaries aren't the be all end all anymore. And I'm just like, yes, that is what was needed.
That's really awesome.
Also, just
Do
the
they have
absurdity that will be trying to get the god roll of your like gun you specifically want is going to be absurd.
Do they have a better bad guy than a couple of live streamers this time?
I think so. They didn't really go on the story. They were just kind of going over like different elements of the game and everything like that, and like they wanted to highlight the guns and the different systems they have. They highlighted the Siren character of the group. They didn't really go much into the villains or anything like that, but I think the villain is supposed to be like, we think that they're Iridians.
Okay, that's interesting.
That were locked inside the vaults from Borderlands 3 that Lilith then transported to this new area, because this doesn't take place on Pandora. It's like at the end of Borderlands 3, Lilith basically sacrificed herself to send the moon thing that was the vault basically away from Pandora to basically save it. And as a result of it, it got sent to this new planet where the story of Borderlands 4 takes place. And they're like, they look like Iridians, and there will be other vault monsters that you can fight or whatever. And they're taking this sort of like open world-esque approach to it, sort of like kind of Breath of the Wild-esque or whatever, where there's like just random shit you can kind of find around.
Neat.
So it looks pretty good, and I'm excited for it. So I was just like, I wasn't quite sure. I was like, oh, Borderlands 4, it's like, all right, we'll see how this goes type thing. But I'm like, all right, first impressions, good. Some of it was just like, we'll have to see how it works out. But for the most part, it looks good. They showed off like skill trees for at least the Siren or whatever, and just the massive absurdity that builds can be. And I'm just like, I'm excited to get into that. So it's like, I think they said in June they're going to probably do another stream to probably show off the characters and like certain builds that they think could be good or anything like that.
It comes out in June now, right?
It comes out in September.
Okay.
Yeah, they at the end of that they showed off that it's coming out September 12th, which is actually earlier than it was anticipated, because this is another thing where I think Borderlands was trying to get in front of GTA 6 if it was coming out in November. Obviously now we know it's coming out in May, like we discussed earlier. But it's like, but at the time when they did this, they didn't know that. So honestly, it's like, if you're interested, it was like this live stream was really good. I thought I liked what I saw, and the gameplay mechanics or whatever looked interesting. It looks like looting will actually be interesting again, and they've taken a lot of criticism that a lot of people have had over Borderlands 3 and even Tiny Tina's and made them better, in my opinion. So I'm hoping this will be good. I'm hoping it'll be good. I'm hoping that the fucking matchmaking will work. I tried to play Borderlands 3 with my cousin who had never played Borderlands ever. So we were trying to, like, me and my brother and my other cousin were trying to get her to play with us or whatever, and we could not get fucking 4 people in a goddamn lobby. We could get 3. We could not get a 4th.
That's rough.
Yeah, so we were just like, well, you can play it if you want, but I don't know, we'll probably just wait for Borderlands 4 at this point. So Gearbox, please just make the you know the what am I trying to say?
Matchmaking.
The matchmaking work. Yeah. Can't be that hard, right?
You'd hope.
I'd hope so.
You'd certainly hope.
Yeah. I guess there's one thing we didn't talk about with GTA 6 or whatever. Do we think there's gonna be a bunch of games that are gonna get a release date here now real fast?
Yeah, 100%. Because I feel like basically everything was just waiting on, okay, when's Grand Theft Auto coming out? So
Yep.
I think a bunch of people are just like, okay, we know now.
Nobody wanted to be caught nearby that game.
Dude, Rockstar could do just the funniest and the shittiest thing ever, being like, oh, hey, we're going to move it up. It's going to come out in October of this year now, and just have everyone be like,
It's like, you
fuck!
motherfuckers.
Yeah.
No, I highly doubt that happens.
Yeah, me too. Did any new cards get revealed for the MTG crossover with Final Fantasy?
Don't believe so, because I think next week is supposed to be the Final Fantasy live stream for that they're going to spoil all the cards for.
Okay.
So we'll probably have the whole set to look at next time. I don't know when exactly. I can't remember exactly when that live stream is, but oh yeah, during PAX. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I almost completely forgot that PAX was coming up here.
Yep, May 10th. So, yep, this weekend I think that they're probably going to release pretty much the full set of the thing. Look, I don't want to say that I'm probably going to make a lot of commander decks with these cards, but I'm probably going to do so.
I never had any doubts in my mind, my guy.
Yeah. It's like I feel like I'm going to end up making well, definitely making a lightning deck. That's for 100% happening.
Have they revealed Lightning's card yet?
Nope.
Or is that still on? Okay.
They did a little tease of an early artwork for it, but I'm not sure if that's a sorcery or if that's the card or whatever, because it's but not exactly what the card is. It's yeah. I've convinced myself I'm going to make a lightning deck regardless of even if she's mono red and full aggro, I'm going to do it. Even if it's land destruction, I'm going to do it.
I hate you.
I highly doubt it'll be land destruction, but it might be full aggro though. I'm hoping it's not though. I feel like I got to do that. Probably want to do a Noctis or a Clive. That could be fun.
I got some good news recently for Dead by Daylight.
Ooh, what's that?
Something I've been waiting on. So, June 14th is going to be the 9-year anniversary of the game coming out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is good because that's also when the anticipated Five Nights at Freddy's release date chapter is gonna drop. Apparently we're gonna get a full reveal trailer where they talk about all the new stuff that's coming into the game this next week.
Nice.
It's gonna be interesting to see how this is gonna go, because I think it's gonna be good. It's gonna bring a lot of new people into the game, right? The negative part is that it's going to bring a lot of new people into the game. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of people that have never played this game before that are going to log in, get absolutely steamrolled, and then just do nothing but complain about it for the next couple months. Going to be interesting to see how this goes. I like that we're getting Five Nights at Freddy's. At the exact same time, I hate that we're getting Five Nights at Freddy's in this game.
Yeah. Well, it's cool to do crossovers. It's well, you're gonna bring a lot of people in, and a lot of people are always gonna go, "What the fuck am I even doing?" type thing.
Basically, yeah. I hope with all the new changes they've been making that they make a better tutorial, because that one's needed updating for a long time. But before we end, I do have one more question I want to ask you.
Yeah.
So, I get this is on the list, and we don't need to drone on about it for too long.
Okay.
But the Thunderbolts just came out, and do you have any interest in watching it whatsoever?
No.
Okay. I personally am gonna give it a shot tomorrow, because they're calling it the New Avengers or whatever. Like,
Sure. I don't
I don't
care.
know.
Sure.
Have you watched Falcon and Winter Soldier at all?
No.
I've been trying to. I started watching it because it's only 6 episodes, and it's like, okay, I get to find out where Winter Soldier has been, I guess. I don't know. I watched the first episode, and it was so fucking boring.
Yeah.
Like, the bad guys, the Flag Smashers, they're called. It's like... It's weird. It feels weird. Like, I hope stuff actually starts to happen in it.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
I'm gonna watch that, and I don't know, maybe Black Widow tonight, but it's sad because, especially with Marvel Rivals out now, it made me just reminisce at just like how peak the MCU used to be, and now this is where we're at. I don't know. Just wanted to ask if you were interested in the new superhero movie at all.
Real fast though, just out of curiosity, I was curious to see, because people keep talking about like Marvel Doomsday and like whatever the next Avengers will be after that, or whatever, Secret Wars, I think it's what it's called, or whatever. Like, people are saying like that could be the next like Endgame level, like it was like, oh, everyone's gonna be so excited for Avengers, and it's like, do you think that will be the case or no?
I mean, if they actually do Secret Wars, yes, because that'll be crazy. They have to introduce, like, properly... We're finally getting the... Okay, before I answer that, are you excited at all for the Fantastic Four movie?
Not really.
That one I'm actually pretty interested in.
It looks fine.
The Fantastic Four.
It's just, again, I'm just not a big Marvel guy, not really... It's like, maybe I'll go see it if I hear enough people going like, oh, it was pretty good type thing, because I remember watching like the previous final or Fantastic Four before
Fan Four Stick.
Was that what it's called?
Fan Four Stick, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was the one I watched.
With Miles Teller or some bullshit.
Yeah, and I went, I mean, it's not terrible.
I have a confession to make,
but it's
kind
okay.
of a guilty pleasure of mine.
I know, I'm the same way.
That movie sucks the big one so hard. Like, it's such a bad movie, but man, do I have some fun with it.
I know. It's like, I feel like everyone has like those movies or whatever. It's like you always have like those guilty pleasure movies. It's like one of my other like favorite like guilty pleasure ones. It's like this is not a good movie again, but like. It's like King Arthur: Legend of the Sword or whatever. Do you remember that movie that came out back in like?
Yes.
Was it 2017 or some shit like that?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I love that movie personally. I know it's a piece of shit.
That movie to the end of days. That movie was so good.
The soundtrack is so fucking good. The movie itself, while lacking at points, the action scenes were so fucking rad. I'm sorry, I can't fucking help it.
Yeah.
Oh man, they cooked with that movie though, and I was like, and then they were like, yeah, there's like 7 more movies after this. I'm like, okay, well that's a little much. It's like you could have done with one, maybe.
Yeah. My only hope for the next Fantastic Four, like obviously Galactus is going to be in it. I hope that they set him up as like the next like Thanos big bad. Like that's I think what Secret Wars was. Like, he's going to be, like, the next big bad guy, as opposed to the whole villain of the week type thing that they do. Like, if that's what they regulate Galactus to, I'm going to be a little pissed. But
fair enough.
if that comes out and it's good, and then after Doomsday they start to bring the X-Men back in, and we get new X-Men movies, and then after that we get Secret Wars. Yeah, that would personally make me excited again. The problem is with a lot of people is that they're really checked out right now, and a lot of the recent MCU stuff has been like kind of, especially with like Brave New World. Is like, yeah, you need to watch Falcon and Winter Soldier and like the OG Incredible Hulk movie, and it's basically everyone was just, I don't want to fucking do that to watch this mediocre ass movie. I think Marvel's in a lull right now, and they just gotta get back on track.
Yeah,
I don't think
it seems
Thunderbolts
like
is going to do it for them.
It seems like people are excited for Doomsday and Secret Wars or whatever, and I don't know if that's just because Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. are coming back for Doomsday or whatever. Maybe, but like, it's just like if it's done well, it would be good for them.
I mean, if they do the thing where if they have Secret Wars come out like right after Doomsday, then yeah, I'll be checked out. I might not even watch that, to be honest.
That's fair enough.
Because it's like you need some setup for a plotline as big as Secret Wars. What do you think? Like, would that get you interested at all, or
no?
You just done with the MCU in general?
I was never big on the MCU to begin with. Like, that's the thing. It's like, I watched a few heroes that I liked. Like, I was like, maybe it was because I was like, I love Chadwick Boseman. I wanted to go watch Black Panther or whatever. It's like I liked Benedict Cumberbatch, so I watched the Doctor Strange films or whatever. But it's like, and then like obviously Spider-Man's like my favorite hero of all of Marvel's. But it's just like, so I'm gonna go watch Spider-Man. So we'll go watch Brand New Day when it comes out or whatever. But it's like, unless they do like a Black Panther 3 or whatever, which I have no idea if that's even happening.
At some point, I'm willing to bet it's
have to
happen.
believe it will, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's like past that, I don't know if I really care to go watch any of the other ones. I mean, like if I hear something's really good, like if I hear Fantastic Four is like really good, I might consider going to watch it or whatever. But for the most part, it's like I'm just kind of checked out from that, and it's like never really been big Marvel guy or whatever. It's like. I think I've told this on this podcast before, but it was just like when we were working at the theater during like Endgame and stuff like that. It's like I would come in the early shift or whatever, and I think it was like Zach and whoever I was opening with at the time were like super excited, like they had watched Endgame the night before and they wanted to talk about it type thing, and they looked over to me and goes, "Hey, did you watch it?" And I'm like, and it's like, "No, I haven't seen it." I was like, "Shit, we can't discuss it." I'm like, "Dude, I don't care. Talk away." And so they just did. I was like, I legitimately do not care. I did not care. I didn't watch Endgame for years afterwards. I will say though, when I did end to go watch it, it was good. I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
So, despite majority of the time, I was like, "Who are you people?"
Dude, funnily enough though, like Marvel likes to have those big moments where it's like people like cheering in the audience, right? Mm-hmm. There was a lot of that in Endgame. I was never at that level, I don't think, for that movie.
Oh, I wasn't either.
I was for No Way Home, though, is the thing.
Yes, I was for No Way Home.
When fucking Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire showed up.
I was jumping for joy, baby.
I was such a little kid at that scene, because it's like, it's my Spider-Man again. There he is. He's doing the thing.
My boy, they're back.
Dude, and when like OG Doc Ock and Green Goblin showed up, dude, that movie was so good.
I really don't care if No Way Home or No Way Home really was like a really bad film. In my mind, it's the perfect film. It's honestly,
it was, a lot of its appeal was basically nostalgia based.
Yes,
but
it was very much nostalgia based.
But it's okay. I like nostalgia.
Exactly.
That was my
nothing
thing.
wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. So, yeah. That's why I was like, I don't really care if it's just if it is nostalgia bait or whatever, and like, and even if like Doomsday is the same way, it's like sure, if people don't give a shit, it's like it's whatever. They just want to be entertained. That's usually how it goes. If the movie's entertaining, it's like even if it's not the best film ever, it's people will remember it fondly.
Agreed.
All right, should we call it there then?
I think so.
It's like I don't think we want to go into a huge Marvel rant again because I was like I know it's on the list.
No, yeah, it's on the list. That's why I tried to like, border the fucking, but it's like okay, I'm gonna go tomorrow.
It's like we said,
I kind of want to talk about it.
If there are things to talk about, we're gonna talk about it, and we'll try not to fall back into the same shit we've always said. But at the same point, it's like shit. Whatever, man. We're enjoying ourselves. Let us have it.
The big thing is like I just didn't want us to go into like the like fucking 30 to an hour long like Marvel rant.
No,
again.
I didn't want that. So that's why I was just like, let's just stop there.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank y'all so much for listening and or watching this episode of the podcast. It's been a blast. It's been a good time. Been watching AAA decimate itself potentially. Rise to our new overlords, the AA games, the $50 games that are going to be probably way better than the $80 games. But
as always, if you listen to us on Spotify, maybe give us a good little rating there. It always does really help, and maybe tell your friends about us and come back next week. We always love talking about cool stuff with cool people.
Video games, sports, whatnot. So, yeah. We'll see you all next time, though. Bye-bye.